Hello and welcome to the DHL4SMEs. Today we have a super guest with a world-renowned brand. Antoine, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Steve.
Please introduce us and tell us who this world-renowned brand is.
Yeah, thank you. And first for giving me this opportunity to be with you on this podcast. So I think renowned brand, Ogilvy. So
Yes.
We're, say, 75 years old today. I've been in the comms era since 1948, founded in New York during the Mad Men days. Today we're part of WPP. We're the largest creative agency, the most awarded creative agency globally. And in Qatar, we've been here since 2012. So this is our 13th year in Qatar. And today we're part of driving the 2030 vision for Qatar across multiple stakeholders, across multiple clients.
Wow. It's kind of, when did you join Ogilvy?
Very good question, actually. I'm coming to 5 years. So yesterday was my 5th year with Ogilvy here in Doha. Been in Doha for 5 years. Prior to that was with Ogilvy across different geographies with the holding company for 20 plus years. It's been a great journey. I came to Qatar as part of the growth that is happening in the market, especially in terms of comms, in terms of what is going in terms of messaging as a country perspective. And here we are today, just churning and looking forward for the future.
And I got to say at this moment in time, and I know DHL will kind of, and DHL and all of our partners, it's such a great honor that you're part of our initiative. It really is that you're one of the partners. It's really a real pleasure that you're part of it.
It's an exciting initiative. As we highlighted in the past, I think it's an initiative that is close to the heart. Always looking at what the community is doing, how we can add value, because at the end, we will act as an enabler to partners, be it with DHL or SMEs, which are the big chunk of this initiative. So looking on how we become an enabler, share and reapply, take what we know and give to the community for them to understand, because at the end, you need the SMEs to grow, and they have to grow in the right space, right mindset with the right approach.
With yours, you're a big company. You're dealing with some of the biggest names in Qatar, stakeholders. You're helping drive the 2030 vision. But you're also now going to be helping us with SMEs and trying to give them direction. So
again, going to the building blocks. It's not always the big stakeholders that are driving the vision. Everyone, as expats, as citizens, as companies, we are all driving the 2030 vision, and we're part of that. And the SMEs would play a big role in that vision as well, be it in terms of attracting foreign investors, to attracting talent, and 3, putting Qatar on the world map across different verticals and horizontals.
I love what you said there about everybody that's involved here in the country, where it's expats. And that's what I'd like to just emphasize, because it's Qatar, but that's the way we are, right? Everybody's in this together. Everybody's pulling together. Everybody's driving together. It's a great feeling, right?
Of course, it's a great feeling, because at the end, one hand will not clap by itself. You need 2 hands, and everyone should be driving towards the same vision. And we need to enable, as I said, I go back to enabling. So enabling other entities to grow would help us to grow. And it's very simple. If you're doing well, I'm doing well, and that's the mindset that we have.
And it's as simple as that.
Right.
You're doing well, I'm doing well.
Right.
I think sometimes we lose that because it's all about the business. We need to be hard in business. We need to be driving forward.
Of course, we need to be transactional in business, but in today's world, so this was, I think, the past. You look 50 years ago. Was all about being transactional. But if you look at today's business, it's all about empathy and how we do business with empathy. So that's the most important thing, because as I said, it is so important for the ecosystem to grow in order for you to grow. Otherwise, it will become a monopoly. You will be stagnated, and you will not see growth as an entity or as a player in the corporate environment.
When I first knew that you were going to be a partner of the initiative, I read the book of your founder.
Famous David Ogilvy's
I was
book.
so chuffed he was a chef. I was so chuffed he was a chef. Right. How does that go into your, because obviously you're in branding, advertising, all that kind of stuff. How does that all, that his book himself, how does that all follow through with what you do today?
So actually, our founder, David Ogilvy, I think, yes, he was a chef, but I think what he's known for is being one of the greatest writers of all time in terms of creating ads that work, and it's all about driving ROI. And this is our core fundamental as an agency, is like how our work will build your business and bring you ROI, because we can always come up with fluffy work, but fluffy work doesn't sell. So it's either it sells or not, and this is what we look at. And of course, there's based on David Ogilvy's perception on leadership, management, go to market, go to client, this is how we operate. And at the end, we're all about being inspired with what David told us, or not told us, more of what David inspired us to do. So we are inspired to do that. But of course, we've been evolving. The past 75 years, we've been evolving. Today, the ad word is totally different than 10 years ago or 15 years ago. Digital space, AI, everything is happening at a very fast pace. And this is how we're evolving today. So looking at technology, and of course, our what we call core values, doing the right thing, the right time, and doing it together is the most important thing.
I've been to your offices. I've been blown away by your offices. I don't know how. I think it's about 60. There's a lot of people in your office. It's like you say you've been with the Ogilvy for 5 years. That's a big responsibility you've got there. How do you keep on moving forward and get bigger and bigger? And that must be a huge responsibility.
Actually, this is to me, this is the best responsibility that a managing director or a agency lead can have. It's all about growth at the end. We have a growth mindset as a company, as an agency, and as a leadership. But what's important is that our teams have that growth mindset. So I started 5 years ago. We were 70 employees. Today we're 120. So we are growing. We're growing almost 50%, more than 50% actually in the past 5 years. But growth is a mindset at the end. It's so important that the mindset is, if it doesn't work, pivot, move forward, don't get stuck. And this is the mindset we have. And I think this is something that is transferable to the partners of this initiative and transferable to the SMEs as part of this initiative.
It's a massive value that's what we're looking for, a massive value to the SMEs that are out there, finding those little jigsaw pieces that they're missing. Right?
Correct. And this is how, plug and play. And this is where, you learn from others. Others did it, failed, and there is proof in the pudding today. So like learning from others to fill those missing pieces would help you succeed in the future.
So with all our partners, we've got some magnificent subject matter experts, you being one of them. What is it like for you to be part of this initiative? Because you've got so much work on it right now, but you're giving your time willingly and your efforts willingly. What does it mean to you to be part of this program?
To me on a personal level, I think it's being the enabler. So just sharing my experience in terms of brand building and how we lead brands to go to market. That's the most important thing for me, is like sharing my experience, which is something SMEs will benefit. But I think as Ogilvy, it's the most important thing is we have lots of IP that is ready to be used by the SMEs. And this is part of us contributing to the community, part of us being part of the Qatar ecosystem, and it's key for us to enable the SMEs using our IP. So that's something that's of a passion, from myself, my leadership, and the team working with me on a day-to-day.
Fantastic. And it really is fantastic, because I remember, and we'll see whether we use this or don't, but I remember one of my friends saying to me, is that you're either going to get on with him or you're not going to get on with him. And I'm glad to say that I have got on with you like a house on fire, because I really admire what you've done. I really do. And to have you within this program is just, you and your team, is just magnificent. It really is magnificent. What are you got? I know that your event's coming up soon. What are you going to be doing for that?
So just before we go to the events, I think it's not about you get along with me or you don't get along with me. It's all about the person at the other end.
Yeah.
If you're genuine, I will get along with you. If you're not genuine, I will not get along with you. That's key. This is how I approach my connections, the people I know, and my friends as well. So I think you are a genuine person. That's why we got along together. So you were transparent from day one. There's no hidden agenda, and I love that. Then going back to our event, we're looking forward to that. It's gonna be full of stimulus, full of great examples. But I think the core of our event is our operating system. So what we'll be doing is we'll be sharing our OS on how to do brand building across brand, quarterly initiatives, and the pulse. And I'm not gonna unpack a lot today, just to tease a bit. Please come join us at our event. I trust the content would be mind-opening and inspiring, but it's all about how brands act and look at the future to become known and top of mind. And there's so many examples from brands that are 3 or 4 years old and brands that are 100 years old, like the Coca-Colas and the Doves and what have you. And we're going to be sharing those on how do brands operate. And this would help SMEs to create top of mind. Because at the end, as an SME, what do you need more than being top of mind for people to either subscribe to your product, sell your product, or even be part of your story?
I'm laughing and giggling to myself because you're going to be showing all of us how to do this, which I'm quite excited about.
No, it's not. It's sometimes everyone does it, right? Everyone builds their own brand, be it a product, be it a service, or even being it yourself, right? Yeah. You go pitch yourself and talk about how to build it, but there is a framework that is tested that we use for brand building that encompasses everything that's happening around us, and this is what we're going to be talking about, because we all do it. Sometimes we do it in little bits and pieces. Sometimes we do it in big pieces or big initiatives, but it's how we look at it from a 360 perspective. That's the most important thing. And we're looking forward to sharing that during our event.
But as you said, the framework, having a framework, it doesn't matter who it's for, whether it's the Coca-Colas, it can still work for the person at the bottom of the frame, right? It can still give them the ability to look at it in a different way.
Exactly. Once someone told me, don't give a hungry man a fish, right? Teach them how to fish, and they will not be hungry ever, right?
Yeah.
Right. And this is it. And this is what we need to do. So we'll give you that framework, and it's tested, it's proven, so it's easy. If you apply that framework on your business will reach the awareness and top of mind you're looking for.
Really, with the essence of when we see the partners within this group, what does it excite you with what the potential's going to be? Because, for example, there could be so many different SMEs that we uncover that are just ready to boom, right? And I think that's going to be the exciting part when we uncover some of those SMEs that are making a real difference. But what they want is those just to give them that extra lift.
Actually, that's the key, I would say, linchpin for this initiative is how these SMEs will grow. And I know there's SMEs that already are going to be present in Web Summit, the event that's coming up end of February. There is SMEs that are on the forefront of growth, but it's like being part of the success story is the most important thing for us. Imagine I was part of the success story of Airbnb, right? But I wasn't. But hopefully, we'll get another unicorn out of Qatar.
Yeah.
And would be more than, say, grateful and happy to be part of the success of these unicorns or these SMEs within the country.
And I think that there's going to be some companies, some SMEs, some startups that are going to be uncovered in this process where they've got that desire, they've got that determination, and now they've got the experts to give them good coaching.
Correct. And so at the end, we're sharing and reapplying what we've learned as big corporate entities. And I think it's very important for SMEs to understand that. And of course, look at their operating model and see what's working for them, what's not working for them. At the end, it's not one size fits all, but taking from the experience will help you, be it legal, be it logistics, be it corporate, be it back end. And this is how it looks at the end. At the end, they will take the learning on what works to their business, put it into practice to get the best out of their product or their service.
Can you remember the time that somebody asked you to be part of this initiative and what your reaction was there and then?
I actually remember the time. I do remember the time. Someone from DHL, actually my neighbor, she asked me to be part of this. I was excited, so I did my due diligence, looked at the partners as well and who's be participating. I think this is where the excitement started, and then I think the tipping point was the launch event, which I believe was very successful.
Yeah.
And seeing the partners talk with passion really made me feel that this is the right initiative that we're doing. So it's a good outlet to share what we know as an entity.
I must admit, I look at those and I'm still kind of got to pinch myself with everybody that's involved, you especially. I can't wait to see your event. I can't wait to see the things that you've got and you're going to be bringing to this thing. But with what you do already, it's going to be phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Oh, actually, we're, as I said, we're excited. I might not look excited today, but I don't want to spill the beans. Just under promise, over deliver. This is what we're planning to do.
Really excited.
And this is
really
this is where we're at. And hopefully we will be able to inspire.
What can we expect from Ogilvy in this next year?
For this initiative or for Ogilvy itself?
Ogilvy in general.
In general. So I think, what's it's interesting times. I think it's been, 20 minutes? We said AI once, but I think what to expect from Ogilvy is data. So this is what we're looking at now, is how we use data to inform our product as an agency, so our outputs. So looking at CRM, looking at data, looking at digital ecosystem to use this data to, one, enhance the creative output, so becoming more targeted, more specific. And I can give so many examples, that are, I would say, spot on. Like if you target me with a shampoo ad, I would dismiss the shampoo ad because I don't have hair. But how the data will work, again, just, this is a simple example, but of course, I think digging deep based on your data points and how we go to market based on the data and target our audiences is very important for us. So this is one. We're launching Ogilvy One in Doha. Ogilvy One is our experience arm that is a global led out of many geographies, and this is something happening for us in 2025.
Wow, you've got a lot on.
Yes, other than the day-to-day, which is already great.
Of course, but it's kind of when you look at that, and you're going to grow. You'll probably grow this year as well.
That's the plan. So last year was a great year for us in Qatar. So we grew by top line by 30%, which is really, I would say, a good growth. And we're looking at growth for 2025 and 2026 as well.
And whether it's in or it's out right now, but I'm going to bring the subject up because you said about AI. Does it ever worry you?
No, not at all. Not at all. I think it's an enabler. Today, as part of WPP, we have something called WPP Open that is powered by NVIDIA. So we have a specific platform that is built for us to help us have faster go-to-market in terms of outputs, and two, to help us with the churn work that we do. I'll give examples. Is like for us, the most important thing is the research piece of the business, which today AI would help us with that research piece, and two, our outputs. This platform itself has all the liabilities taken care of and all the image rights taken care of. So for example, just to make it very simple, if I want to produce an ad of a car, usually you have to pay for the background and the car or the rights or the model or what have you. With the tools that we currently have, we will make sure that these rights are paid or are free of loyalty, and we'll go to market. So we're using AI as an enabler. In Qatar, we've been using AI, I think, for the past 18 months on our current clients. We work with certain clients with certain dashboards that are AI powered to produce work and have faster to go market. So we do lots of adaptation, be it on sizing and language. And today we're using AI to have a faster go to market from that perspective. So no worries at all. I think today what we're looking for people that are wearing multiple hats, and it's all about the art of the prompt. If you know how to prompt AI, it will be your best friend.
Prompt
Yes.
engineering.
Yeah, it's the art of prompt.
Prompt engineering. They say is going to be the biggest money earners in the future, because knowing what to put into that, knowing what questions to ask,
Yep.
is going to be the ones or
Yep.
the
The
direction.
questions and the personas, and creating the whole brief for AI is the most important thing, and this is what we're looking for.
You and Ogilvy deserve everything that's coming to you this year. On behalf of all the partners, DHL, thank you very much for being a partner yourself. The initiative is much, much stronger for you being in it. Thank you so much indeed.
Appreciate that, and thank you again. Thank you for opening that door for us as an entity. As I said, we look forward to sharing what we learned in the past 75 years, and hopefully we will learn more as well. Again, from the partners and from the SMEs, because at the end, it's a two-way thing, as I said in the beginning, and this will help us look for the future of the market and how the market will grow. So excited as well. Looking forward to our event, and hopefully we will not disappoint.
You were definitely not going to disappoint. So, powerful, right? The word we just spoke about, it's all powerful. What you've got to do, make sure you go and sign up and sign your SME up for our initiative, because we want to help you. Thanks for listening.